Hello,
Hola,
hello.
good people.
How are you, sir?
Hello, hello.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. How are you? I'm good.
I'm very good, thank you.
I'm good.
Lisa, how are you? Dre, you say you good?
Yes, I'm very, very good. Thank you very much.
How's the whole gang over there?
Oh, very good. Oh, last week we got a letter after 5 years of Paige battling cancer together. We got the all clear letter. That was great.
God is
That
good.
was,
God
yes.
is
Amen.
amazing. God is amazing. Any other testimonies? We can
Yes.
do that at the start.
And then next week, Monday, I've got booked with Jai to trial the no Notion templates of the financial systems that I'm wanting to push out for other people to use. I'm going to trial it with him and understand from a his perspective as someone who hasn't used it to basically refine it
Okay.
into a like include videos of how to use it and see what he struggles with so that I can understand really how to present it to other people who are new to making systems. So yeah, so we've got the book to Monday.
Oh, awesome. 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 Any other testimonies?
I have a similar one as Dre. My dad was also like, I guess pronounced cancer-free because they're like the
Hey.
PSA number, they're like, oh, like it's undetectable. So we're really happy about that. I think that was like a couple weeks ago though.
Amen.
Amen.
Amen. Look, not that y'all gotta try to top the one that before, but I'm just wanting to, if you got a testimony, these are the things that as believers not only keeps our faith, but builds and encourages it. So any other testimonies?
I'm officially a life coach on paper.
Ooh,
Hey, hey,
that's cool.
listen, don't even say no on paper stuff. You know, on paper is for it's for man. It ain't for you.
hmm
It ain't for you. So so congratulations. But don't
Thank
say that
you.
on paper. Only say it here. How about that? You
Okay.
know, only say it here. And now you already said it. So now don't even say it here no more. You
Okay.
know. Hey, look, I'm a life coach. You gotta feel that. You gotta like people gotta know, okay, so how you gonna impact my life? Because your energy tells me you might can add something to my life. You know what I'm saying? So if you, hey, I'm a life coach. I don't know. If you're like, hey, yeah, hey, listen, I just graduated, I just got my certification as a life coach, baby. Let's go. See, that's your thing right there. You don't you gotta include where are you living in?
I'm in Missouri.
Missouri. What's some of the Missouri terms people say?
Um, I'm kind of, I can't even really think right now what they normally say.
You know how some people be like, yo, what
Uh,
up, what up, what up, boy? What's up, homie? What up, what up? What up, dog? Like in various areas, people got
uh-huh.
their own saying. What do they say around the way?
I'm trying to think because I'm really
I'll make
like
my
I
point.
may say
I,
I get the point what you're saying. It's just I
I'll
can't
make
remember.
my point.
Okay.
Activate yourself. Be
Yes.
who you are. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you from Missouri, let that be a part of who we getting.
Uh-huh.
You know, because anybody can be reserved.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Anybody can be in a reserved state. See what I did there?
Yes.
Some people are gonna catch it later. We talking states. I said anyone can be in a
hmm
reserved state. Anyway, it wasn't a joke. It was more of a. So my point, be you. Oh, okay, Andre. See, Andre, He said, "I'm British." He's like, "I don't know your geography like that, but I get it." Um, Congratulations once again. Dropped it on paper. Be from. Listen, I'm Lisa, life coach from Missouri. What's cracking like? Whatever y'all say, it will be better for you. This is why I'm giving you this. From my observation, it would be better for you to tone that down versus to try and ramp or try to be so. Hi, I'm Lisa. Da, da, da. Like it'll take a while to get going if you're trying to go step by step. It's better if you, and I'm not saying be who you're not, I'm saying be who you actually are. Throw professionalism and the filter that causes us to try to have. For you, I'm telling her this. I wouldn't tell the next person this. But for you, throw that out the window. You gotta break through, you know. And now you're a life coach, not just on paper, you know. So let them know that when they put their time and their conversation in your hands, that they're gonna get their breakthrough. All right, man. All right, I feel like I got something on my face, unless that's a gray. I think it's a gray. It looks loud from here, but then you get close, it gets invisible. I think it's a gray. All right, you got what to. I remember I was like 7 or 8 when I first saw my first gray. I said, "What the?" Um, Anyone else got testimony? Even
So
if it's a God.
the we I told you that we added a few items to our menu,
Yes, yes.
and that was a major hit. So we it's like a little like a little quesadilla with like a pinch, literally like a pinch like of meat, and we're selling them for $4. And some guys like, oh, let me get four, oh, let me get two. So that was a big hit. And then for the weather change, since we're having all these night games, there's this like a Mexican drink called champurrado. If you guys don't know, it's like hot chocolate with like
Oh, not the one I was thinking.
corn
Never mind.
masa. Yeah. So I myself, I'm not Mexican, but I was like, let me try out a few recipes. So I mastered a recipe that I was good with because I'm very picky with my drinks. And the first night that I sold it, it was sold out. I had to make another batch. So the second night, I'm making two batches, and both batches are being sold out. And that's I'm making up to like 40 to 50 cups with these batches of champurrado that I'm making for at night. So that was a sellout. I was like, so it was really good just to
Yeah.
see that. Yeah. Yeah.
Are the margins good are the margins good on those additional items?
Oh, definitely. We saw a big increase because like our days we want to say like okay our days it's like if we make $100 a day that's good for us, 100 bucks 5 days a week, that's an extra 2 grand. But our days have been 320, 330, just with that little increase. So that definitely just it was a good thing that we did. I had to put my
How
Proverbs
many
hat
days a
on.
week? I'm sorry, you had to put
So
your what?
we I said my Proverbs hat on.
Oh, amen. Hey,
Uh,
come on now, P31. They miss them nuances. She's out there getting it and flipping it and making it work. Now they miss that. Go back and read your Proverbs 3:1. She's a
I
boss.
I have to, like where we're at right now. And then yeah, change a little things here with the menu. We're not full out with people coming and eat because of the whole thing that we had to like make things short. But we're still out here in our almost sidewalk, and people are coming in. People are coming in, and like I said, items are being sold out. So that to us. Like each day, I think yesterday we sold out 2 items, but each day that we've been back open, we have either sold out of chorizo or sold out of pastor, sold out of champurrado, sold out of horchata. So there has, since we've opened, we've sold out an item. So that in itself was really good. And since we probed out right now, we've been working we did 7 days a week to see what days are coming, what days are good. So it looks like Wednesdays
Oh,
might be
awesome.
off. Yeah, Wednesdays might be off and Saturdays might be off due to the sales. We were still hitting budget, but it wasn't compared to what we were doing in the other ones. And where we're at, we also need to how to manage our stuff with the 3 kids that we have and everything that happens here in this home. But yeah,
Well,
we did a probe check out what days are good, and right now that's what our schedule is looking like. Off Wednesdays and off Saturdays, and we're working the rest of the week.
okay, so you're doing Wednesdays off and Saturdays off, and the rest of the week you're rocking and rolling. This is when I hear everything you're saying, I hear the structure that you guys are laying brick by brick, little by little. Um, so that's awesome. One thing I would say, since you guys are, and I know where we are on this, and I support you as you support your husband. Since you guys are not raising your prices, make sure you are advertising like crazy. If you're not raising your prices, then you have to increase the volume. So make sure you're doing more advertising. Everywhere you go, everywhere you go, especially when you're in your area. Now I'm talking digitally, but especially when you're in your area, everywhere you go, I don't know if you got a card or something, but every single person is a potential client, especially when you're in your area, you know, and as long as they can eat, then they can show up at What Up. So so just on the personal tip, marketing every day, meaning every time, doesn't matter. You go to the grocery store, doesn't matter if you go to the post office, don't matter where you go, it's an opportunity to market. On the digital side, I think y'all really can push a little bit more there. But other than that, keep rocking. Awesome.
Sounds good.
Awesome.
Thank you very much. And you've been a big part of our walk here. So I just want to say thank you very much for the transformation in our mind, because it's not just me. It's I pour onto my husband with these calls. So thank
Oh,
you. And
wow.
congratulations to everybody. And yes, cancer free. Hallelujah. God is good.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Wow. Jennifer just stole the show, and I mean, just are you guys there? Are you guys still there? I felt like it was me and Jennifer because what she just said was so. Now I'm messing. You guys are always saying warm things. Um, Crystal, we haven't seen you. How are you? We miss you, and we're glad you're here. Yes, sir. I am well. All right, so let's move on. If unless you most certainly have a testimony, but let's just move on. So this is going to be our last weekly call, and not because there's not enough to say. There's plenty to go around. There's more that needs to be applied, and there's more progress that we have to make, and we have to be willing to, in between these calls, at the very least, use the calls or the new calls as they are, use them as benchmarks. Like somebody said to me the other day, what did they say? They said, I only have what was I? What I'm trying to remember what it was. They were like, I only have like, what is this, January? I think they said something like I only have. It was a exponential. It was a number of time, And they was like, I only have this. And I was like, why do we look at things like only? Like we only have, right? I'll give you an example. I know that's what it was. Okay, you can look at this thing one or two ways. You can sit here and go, you know what? I only have 11 months left. I mean, it don't seem like a lot when you say 11. But when you say, I only got 330 days, or I have 330 days, like that makes you lock in. Like you're down almost 30 days right now. You're close to marking off 30 days. Question. When you look back at your last 5 days, hold up, hold up, stop the press. I see a testimony from Christy. She says, got my cottage food license in effect to sell baked goods and eggs. I'm gonna cry. Husband started his new job this Monday. Other things I'm working on saying, I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna cry. I remember when your husband got on the call and when he, and it was like a reluctant, yeah, this is what it was. And I'm, oh man, this is so beautiful. This is beautiful. This is beautiful stuff, man. This is beautiful. I'm sorry. I'm stuck. I'm stuck. I'm stuck. I'm stuck on your testimony right now because so much in store, number one. Number two, I've been, and I shared this, I've been where your husband was. And until you have a different frame of thinking, that thing can feel and seem dark because it's unknown. But and I don't know if if it's an instrumental playing. What is this? What is this thing called on YouTube? Get in the zone, winter deep music, forest cabin chill. This is what I play when I work. I don't know if it's that or I don't know what it is, but this just feels very special. And I'm man, I'm just pleased. Just I thank God for what he's doing and and it goes back to what I was saying. This is the kind of stuff I'm talking about, right? Chrissy's been a little quiet, last time she was like, whatever that was, cool, but the absence of your presence should mean that when they see you, you have something to share that's big. If they don't see you, let them see what you've been doing. If all you're concerned with is being seen, then most likely you're not working. Be okay with getting off the scene for a minute. Be okay with hunkering down. You know how many people at my church tell me, man, I haven't seen you. Man, I feel like I haven't seen you. That is a good sign. It's a good sign. Because where I'm quiet and unseen is because what I'm building, I want it to be felt. So if they don't see you, make sure they see what you've been building. All right. So with that, we're going to be going to that once a month. It's going to be in the middle of the month. I'm going to try to make it very consistent so that we're not bouncing around. Oh, I missed the call because he decided to do it the first week this month, the last week next month. Now I'm going to keep it right, probably in that Wednesday, right in the middle of the month. So it'll probably be like the second Wednesday. So let me go ahead and lock that in. I can tell you exactly when. So this would most likely be uh, February 11th. February 11th. Right now, I'm pushing to finish a book. I'm repackaging some things, but right now I'm pushing to have everything out by February 14th. There's a lot, but I'm gonna just give you guys what I'm doing so that you understand how it all coincides. So I'm repackaging um, my book in business and in dating, and I'm adding another chapter and a few more other elements to it. One specifically on marriage. And yep. And it's gonna have a slightly different title. It's gonna reach a totally different audience. But this is what happens when you have an asset. You can do that with it. You can do that. And so, and I learned the game. I learned the game from the people that do books. Did you know? Did you know that if you authored a book and if all you did is add a single new page, just one, I'm talking about 500 words. Did you know you can re-release that book as the second edition? Gives yourself a whole new marketing thing, gives yourself a whole new, I mean, right? It allows you to create new momentum. Imagine if you wrote a classic material and it's been sitting for a while. Maybe it wasn't the material, maybe it was your timing. You can't naturally create the momentum again, right? You just can't say, hey, remember that book I bought? Or remember that book I wrote? No one wants to hear that. So what do you say instead? Look, I got a new book. Is this second edition? Now you're recreating the momentum. But with that, I'm saying all this. So I'm working on that with that goal in mind, but it's with the full gamut in mind. I got to make sure that the book is a tie-in to everything else that I have going on. Website, boom. Coaching, boom. So with what you're doing, the question you should ask yourself is, how is it tying into other things that I'm doing? Work hard to make sure you have tie-ins. Work hard to make sure that things really don't just stand alone. I've made that mistake, and I'm telling you that I made that mistake so you don't have to make that mistake. Don't just write something and then put my website in the back of the book, and then they go to your website and there's nothing for them there. Nothing for them to do. Nothing additional for them to buy. Nothing additional for them to sign up. Don't do that. It's better if you made sure that you had complete tie-ins. Think of that infinity loop and go from there. So I don't know where Damien is at. Welcome, Damien. He looks like he is. I guess we're all in the house, and I'm thinking it's already dark outside. But Damien, what's going on with you? You in the mountains?
Yeah,
Side quest.
yeah,
I love it. I love it. I love it.
yeah.
Good. We had a few powerful testimonies, man. Man, as a matter of fact, if y'all don't mind, if you didn't write it in the chat, just throw it in the chat, just so he can get up to speed on that. But where was I? So if you're gonna be off the scene, make sure what you're building can make an impact and it creates the new opportunity. Now, one thing I do want you all to, after this call, start doing is I want you to start thinking about how are you reaching your audience? How are you reaching the audience? And then how can we push? How can we grow that reach? Because we haven't maximized anything yet. We haven't maximized anything. Our consistency is going to tell us a lot. How consistent do you see yourself? How consistent would you say you are? The truth is you cannot lie to yourself in that mirror. And I want to tell you something that I've had this conversation with a couple of people. I just think it's very, very important. And I've had this conversation with people recently. So I'm going to say this because I feel like it's important for you to hear. And it goes back to a post that I just made. If you are not living and enjoying the life you want right now, it means it is up to you to build it. It is up to you to build it. The work is yours to do. The work is yours to do. Mom and dad are not supposed to be really doing much but showing you how well they worked or what their work ethic was. But we're not supposed to wait on mom and dad to give us the moon, give us the world. They're supposed to give us the game. They're supposed to give us how to get it. And if we didn't get it from them, then we got to get it from somebody. But we can't blame them if they didn't get it. Your life enjoyment should have been based on your grandparents deciding, I'm gonna make sure my little baby Griselle, I'm gonna make sure she ain't gotta worry about nothing. If you didn't wake up with a silver pacifier in your mouth and people waiting on you hand and foot, if that ain't your life, then that means, and if that's the life you want, then that means you didn't get it from grandparents. You gotta build it from your hands. So you didn't get it from the grands, you gotta build it with your hands. If you didn't get it from the grands, you got to build it with your hands. Period. I know I've had the pleasure of meeting Damien's, basically his whole family. I mean, beautiful family. Beautiful family. Great dad. Beautiful mother. He got bros. I grew up in a trio of bros. So when I see them, I'm like, I know what that's like. Growing up in a trio of bros. And I talked to his dad. His dad knows a lot. His dad knows a lot of stuff. To the point where he's like, no, I appreciate you bringing this guy under your wing. I'm like, what? You're like awesome. But you know what? You know who's going to benefit from that? Damien is going to benefit in real time watching it. But you know who's really going to benefit from his dad being awesome? Damien's children, his brothers and them children. Damien's job is not to let what mom and dad labor so hard to do to fall upon them. Damien's job is to watch what mom and dad are doing, the hard labor, learn from it, and he's already had. There's only more to come, but to also just be inspired and motivated. This is the pedigree. I'm uplifting this pedigree. God forbid if anything would have ever happened to his dad, who do you think his little brothers look up to say, what are we supposed to do? Him. That's how legacy continues. But you know what Damien also is in charge of? Building with his hands. So, one way to ensure that you're building is you're reaching your market and you're marketing. Guys, there's no business without sales. There is no business without sales. There is no money without product and or service to offer. And if you're confused with what that should look like, I mean, go back to the most simple thing. Look in your hand. Look at what he gave you. So if you're like, man, but you know what's in my hand? I mean, I'm working it. I assure you, none of us is crossing every T and dotting every I. Side note, y'all know what the thing above the I is called? This is a priceless fact. Y'all know the the thing above the I is called? Let me see who knows it. Let me see who knows it. No, the letter I, the thing above the who said eyebrow? I'm crying, yo. That is witty and out of the box. That is wild. I love it. I love it. Oh, Chrissy. This one, which one? Which one, Chrissy? Which one? Which one though? Which one? Which one? Ah, wrong. Scarlet Tittle. So when people say Scarlet Tittle, yeah, Tittle. So when people say, you ever heard of people say, man, they did XYZ, XYZ down to the T? They're talking about dotting their I's. They're talking about the details were so there that they even made sure they put the dot over the I. Because we can, we can write I's and J's and we don't put that dot on there because we're moving on. So, what are you focusing on down to the tittle? You have to care about it. And who here, and I hope nobody, but that's not to make you feel some kind of way. Who here still feels that making money is hard? Okay. 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 One way to make sure that you guys and for those of you who are making some money, you have to start focusing on the X, the 2X, the 3X, the 4X, the 5X. Now, how you get there is in various ways. You can raise prices or you can increase in volume. If you're already at a certain level and you don't like and you want to do more, there's only two ways to do it. Change the price or you have to increase the volume. And by the volume, I mean your sales force or your customer base. So then the question is, which one's easiest or which one's easier? To tell a man to take up his bed and walk or his sins are forgiven? Thank you, Lisa. Thank you, Lisa. She put her testimony. She submitted her testimony. I'm a certified life coach. Thank you, Lisa. And Lisa, let me tell you this. Get your website, your landing page, your IG, whatever it is, all get it together. Get it together. And also, unless you feel like you really need to, avoid that treacherous $100 to $150 one-on-one advertisement. Yikes! That's why I feel comfortable doing it. That's why I wanna start there. Listen, I will always tell you like this. If you must, do it. But I want you to know something. Whether they're paying you $100 or $1,000, that hour is still to you 60 minutes. And I know how it can always be where this is the trick. I promise you, you've been there. This is what happens. Oh man, that wasn't so bad. I talked to 3 people. Da, 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 da. All right. So if so look, so let me do it. How we do it? How I do it? Okay, I talked to 3 people today. $300. All right, $300. Boom. All right, it's 30 days of the week. I was saying, if I got that's an extra $9,000. Let me tell you something. That thing will sound good in the moment, but as you reach week 2, you're gonna be like, man, I ain't doing this. Then you change your prices anyway. So don't let me rob you of an experience, but what I'm ultimately suggesting is if you can start with where the worth and the value feels right already, and I'm talking about, I mean the packaging gotta be there now. They ain't gonna pay you here if your packaging look like, oh, it's a first time website. So hack the game. If you can, whether it's vibe coding, you know a friend that knows a friend, man, if you can get your joint looking polished, like, yo, you've been around for a minute, hack the game. Because presentation is pretty much the main thing, right? They go, dang, this looks legit. Then they look at the price, and if that don't, they're like, red flag, something not right. But we'll have opportunity to catch up. But what I want you to focus on now is, now that you're a certified life coach, start making that content and get that personality. And look, the content gotta be helpful. Until you graduate from helpful, it has to be helpful. Give the people something. Give the people tips that work. Give the people tips that work. You know, I was dyeing my hair the other day, and I realized what. It don't make sense to keep this. Like, become the expert in anything you talk about. It'll make the credibility in whatever you talk about there. One of the other hacks that will move you beyond this imposter syndrome is if you author something, you write something, whether it's a blog, whether it's a ebook or something, you put something out there and you promote that. Listen when I tell you something. Y'all about to be sick of me after February 14th. I'm talking about just my approach to content, things like that. When I re-release this book, repackage, rebrand, and I'm using that as this is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. I can talk about business, I talk about relationship, and then being a man of faith, man, that's too easy. But notice this, it's all because who gonna tell me I don't know what I'm talking about? I wrote it. And look at this. Remember how I said everything got lead into another thing? So now I'm making content. Content about content I wrote. That makes people tune into my content and then want to go buy the content. And when you tune into my content and you go buy the content, you get circled to my other stuff where I got more stuff for you to do. It becomes, like I said, it has to feed into each other. Guys, this right here is bare bones key to making more. If you cannot get stagnated on the one income, if you got one income, do it like this. Y'all ever like heard of rich people always act like they broke? There we go, Jed. Y'all ever heard that? Rich people be the cheapest ones. Rich people act like they broke. You know why? It's because it's a mentality that I'm not going to do more than what I need to do and get taken advantage of. Not that you can take advantage of them, but this is what I noticed. Rich people aren't cheap. I know you're probably thinking, I've heard opposite. No, listen to me. Listen to me. They might be very shrewd and frugal on the things you want to spend a lot of money on. That's when they're like, oh, nah, car? Nah, it's not worth it. Nah, I'm good. Nah, you're trying to mark it up, guy. You're trying to, blah, 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 you know what, I'm good. And what happens? The guy just drops the price so low. And then they're like, please, 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 sir, please just give me anything for the car. Okay, fine, I'll buy it. They got the same car that you just got the day before, but you got it marked up. They don't like to spend like what you like, how you like to spend. You know what they do? They like to spend on what they like to spend on. I ain't spending all that for a car. Show them I like traveling. I want to travel nice. They're not big consumers, but they are big producers. They are big producers. Dr. Harrison, how are you? I think you said you got another meeting.
Yeah, I have another liver advocacy meeting, but I'm good.
God bless you. Thank you for joining. So we'll be on once a month. Okay. And then like I said, the community is there. Like, just throw the questions. Like, let's talk. Like, we're still connected. So God bless you. I ain't trying
God
to send
bless
you off,
you.
but I know you said you have to go. I want to acknowledge
Yeah,
you.
yeah. God bless you.
Where was I?
Rich people aren't big consumers, they're big producers.
Right, man. When I tell you the way that thing shocked me, it's like, nah, people just want to spend on what they want to spend on. But we out here thinking like it looks. You have. That's why, and I'm giving you explanation of things you may have heard and or seen. Why do you think they don't look rich? You ever thought about that? Why don't they look rich? Then you find out they are rich. They don't put the money in the clothes like you would. They don't think it's all about fashion. That's not what they see or how they see. They'll actually spend money just to look plain, just to look unassuming. You know why? Because they're walking around here thinking, you think this is just a regular t-shirt. It cost me a nice little penny, but it makes me look normal. But I know I spent something for it. You can't tell. So, so as we proceed into this next week, I want you to find people in the area of business, whatever it is you're into, entertainment, whatever it is, food, whatever it is, I want you to find someone already ahead of you in your respective area. And I want you to mimic their aesthetic, mimic their optics. If you like their website, jot down what you like about the website. If you like their social media, their content, do your version of it. Guys, I want to give you another hack. I love being original. I do. I really do. But you know what also I've learned? Especially in the making content space? Man, you're hearing the same things from different people every day. Same skits from different people. And you know what they're thinking? They saw it and they said, oh, I know my audience didn't see this person because I follow this person or I stumbled across. So you know what? I'm going to do it for my audience. Guys, McDonald's in LA knows that it works because McDonald's in Chicago works. Because McDonald's in North Carolina. Because McDonald's in Florida. Bring it to the market that you in. Let me not get into. I'm feeling a little levitating. Let me. You got to bring it to the market that you're in. What other cleaning businesses out there? Huh. Okay. Oh, this is what they doing over there in San Diego. Oh, I like what they doing in San Diego. I like how they marketing and say, okay, well, guess where you don't live? San Diego, my G. So then you bring it to your area. Bring it to your area. When I tell you, when you really study business and business cases, that's probably the thing I remember the most about college in the School of Business was like everything is a case study. You know, I didn't realize how much I appreciated it. But I do it more now than I did then, if that means that helps. I mean, I'm fascinated by how you got to where you got to. But one of the things, when you really, really, really look into these things, you see that it's just common sense and logic. For example, who knows Carl Jr.'s? All right. Where I'm from, where I grow up, it's not called Carl's Jr.'s, it's called Hardee's. But a lot of the Hardee's are not even Carl's Jr.'s. What do I mean? They're owned separately. They're owned like by two different corporations, right? But you know what it was? Also, those that are owned says, why, check this out. Why do we take a West Coast brand named Carl's Jr.'s and go into the Eastern Southern region versus take something that they already know and make it what we are also? Which is easier, to tell a man to take up your bed and walk or your sin is forgiven? Which is easier, to start a Carl's Jr.'s in the middle of somewhere where there's no Carl's Jr.'s, or to say, y'all like this Hardy stuff? We'll make all the Hardys Carl Jr.'s, basically. And while everybody thinks, I ain't never heard no Carl Jr., man, we got Hardys, while everybody think they got something, the people at the top are going, hey guys, when I tell you there are countless stories of a similar pedigree, of all they did was use logic and say, how do we get into that market? And you know why they could say that confidently? Because they knew what worked in their market. So we got 10 minutes. I want to open it up in case anybody wants something to say, add on, questions. What we got?
So Hardee's and Carl's Jr. are not connected. It's like completely
No, they
different
are connected.
owners.
Well, what I'm saying is, yeah. So let me give you the it's an interesting thing. Hold on. Let me look this up real quick. Mm-mm. So their parent, they have the same parent company now, but they didn't start as the same company. Their parent company is CKE Restaurants, but they purchased Hardee's in 1997. But they were already like growing in their respective areas. You see what I'm saying? So the logic wasn't let's just infiltrate Carl's Jr.'s where Hardee's are. I said, no, they already got Hardee's there. And I've not been in a Carl's Jr. in a long time. But what I do know is in the South, the packaging says just Hardee's and Carl. Like they don't even try to like cut costs at all. They're like the packaging says both Hardee's and Carl's Jr. So they're printing one massive bulk for bags and cups, and they're like, cool. Like you're gonna see the other one's name somewhere on there because now cups are a little different, I think. It's the bags. The bags will say both because they're like, we're not making new bags for these entities. What are we doing? So there's other things like that, you know. But yeah, that was a good question. But that's also really a part of you guys' homework. Business models are to be studied, guys. So study it. You know who I'm fascinated by how he became who he became? Tony Robbins. Tony Robbins. Tony Robbins was probably the first time I saw someone and I was like, dang, I can do that. I think I can do that. And I remember I watched, he had some documentary. Yeah, I saw that. And I remember I watched this documentary that Tony made. And he did behind the scenes everything. Him going from one thing to a conference. And I just remember, man, like looking at that and being so, so excited and enthralled with the world that I was seeing. And I just knew it was possible. I'm far closer to that place than I was then. And so I want you guys to really think about what I'm saying and look. And then the reason why I'm telling you this is a lie. These are hacks. Hacks. It will jumpstart you way faster. Because we want to make some real money this year. We want to make some real money this year.
Well, I do have a question, or I
Please.
guess wise counseling. So with I had decided to step down from being a manager um next month, but
Okay.
they are they don't really want me to, so they want to offer me just to do like traveling, like so as needed. So they want me to stay on as manager. If I do step down, it will change the pay rate, which I was still going to stay on. I just wanted to step down so I can focus on, my business and everything. And but he doesn't want me to. He wanted to offer me to do traveling as far as like I'm as needed, but I still have other questions that I want like ideas what to ask before I even accept because he wanted to talk the district manager wanted to talk more about it with me. So I want to know I mean there's two questions. Well, one. I just wanted to get
Please.
ideas of what questions to ask because I can't really think of any right now. I just need help in that area.
Ask your manager, your district manager, who wants you to
Yes,
stay
he wants me to stay on. He doesn't want me to step
and
down.
travel.
Yeah, just like, like certain stores may need managers. Um,
Oh, so he wants you to float.
yeah, yes, that's the word. I couldn't think of the word, but yes, that's what it's called, float.
Okay, let me ask you this question. Floating in your area or or a region?
And that's the thing. I don't know yet until he said we will talk about it, but I just want to make sure I have
Well, that's question number
what
one.
questions that I need to
That's
ask.
question number one.
Yeah, I know that was going to be one of them, but
One
like,
of them. I have a question for you.
yes.
The thought of staying on and traveling, how does it make you feel?
Um, I just don't want to be bound down to committed to something and then like if I already and I'm thinking about like if I only have like certain days that I coach. Like I'm thinking about a whole bunch of stuff. How can I make it work even if I do stay on? So although I
Let me
feel
help you.
yeah.
No, go ahead. Although you feel, because I was
I mean,
asking you how
although
you
I
feel about
feel good that they don't want me to leave because I know, I mean, I'm a great worker or I've done a great job. At the same time, I just don't want to be held. I don't want to be stuck. And I know I'll never be stuck. You know what I'm saying? Like I just don't want to
for
get
sure,
in a
for sure.
it's
What
just the
about
thought
this
of
new? Yeah, no, I got it. What about this? What about this new concept or idea of you traveling, being a floating manager, makes you think you'd be stuck?
because I've looked is people there now that have been I don't even they well they're not used to change and I don't know why I'm thinking about it just by me talking about it thinking about it out loud is crazy but just thinking that people have been stuck there at their job at that same place and they've been in a cycle and everybody complains which that's one reason why I just don't like when people complain and it's kind of overwhelming to hear others complain. So I just don't want to feel stuck because I see it. I see it in them.
Okay, let me ask you this question also. The people that you're seeing stuck, have they been managers asked to be floating managers?
Yes,
Are they currently floating managers?
no.
Why are they not floating managers?
I believe it's I don't know. But I just believe it's because they don't like change. That's what my personal opinion. I just believe it's
Ah,
change. Even the district manager that asked me, he is a part of change. And I don't know if for some reason they don't like him, but I do. It's like it's nothing wrong. You see what I'm saying? Like it's weird how other people think of him, but I don't see that in him. So it's just he's a very nice person. Like they just think he's very hard and he really is not the way they think what they perceive is not what I see. So I just think they don't like change.
the
That's what
people that are stuck, that are complaining, don't like change.
right.
Uh, yeah, for sure. If you complain, you remain. There's an old saying. If you complain, you remain. What I'm hearing, though, Lisa, the reason why I'm asking you these specific questions is I'm hearing with every answer, I'm hearing the issue, the real issue, and the real Jennifer, like that's good right there. That's good right there. That's good right there. What I'm hearing the issue is you're saying that they complain and you don't want to get stuck, but you're not realizing you are the one not stuck. They're the ones that are. And you're getting a new opportunity to guess what? Break a cycle. Because just because you decide to do something don't mean you're stuck there, but it will give you new perspective. The reason why I ask how do you actually feel is because some people going to a job day to day to day is a little boring. Some people, man, if my job could switch it up, man, I could be here one day, here the next, and meet new people, different personalities. I'd sign up for that.
It's interesting
To
that you
me,
that's
yes, go ahead.
It's interesting that you said it because that's what I was thinking just today. I was like, well, maybe maybe it's good for me to just be around different people, a different environment, not so, you know, and that was the very thing I was thinking about today. So,
This is called coaching. You discover it. I uncover it. All you really, and I'll put a bow on it, your personality needs it. And I'm not saying because you're dry or nothing like that. I'm saying you have to it will only feed you to be around something that's happening.
mm,
Because if you're floating, guess what? It doesn't matter if these people are complaining today. You may not be there tomorrow. You might be in another spot. You leave them. Hey, look, guys, whoop de whoop de whoop. Let's drop this game. Hey, let's fix this. All right. Your schedule might say you might rotate back in a couple weeks. But guess what? You ain't got to deal with tomorrow. Them jokers, I'm off. And guess what happens? You know, it becomes easier to coach when you become more enthralled with people, circumstances, personalities. Everybody's personality is a little different. You might meet somebody, they just need you just give it to me straight, you know? And you might meet somebody, you gotta hold their hands a little bit. But the introduction to different personalities, I think, is gonna help you. So to answer your question, what types of questions you should ask? Ones that will give you the absolute clarity you need to whether you make this decision or not. Do not, and I repeat, do not try and be nice with your questions. Ask what you need to know. Right now, you have leverage. Leverage can get you some terms and conditions that weren't originally a part of the offer. Leverage can get you higher pay. Leverage, your value is higher. So you know what? I just want to know. Thank you for that. Yeah, we're gonna hop off because my little girl's outside. Oh yeah, and I saw the message about the video. That's on me, guys. That's on me. But I'm gonna make sure Damien gets them. Now you guys are all my witnesses. But remember, right now your leverage is they want you to stay. Oftentimes, I've been able to identify that's God stopping you from leaving prematurely. Not that He doesn't want you to leave. Timing wise is very important to God. Number one. Number two, by Him, and how you usually know that it's God, because when it's not God and you say you're leaving, people go, all right, then go. Very rarely people say, no, I want you to stay, and here's more. Very rarely. That's God incentivizing you to listen, stay put for a second, listen to how things are right now, because you didn't squeeze everything out yet. We you know how you get to the end of the book and you're like, man, the book seems like it's winding up, but you still feel like you got a few pages in that finger. Might be the index, you know, but you're like, I'm not at the last page of this. You're not at the last page of that yet. So the questions, everything you need to know. How different will this be? When what is my schedules to look like? What's the pay change? And if you really need some good questions, put this exact same prompt in chat. I promise you. Stay magnifique and put it in your own words. Look, guys, this has been great. I promise you these hours go by so fast. But that's good when everybody's engaging. I'm gonna repost this uh, along with the other videos. We probably got like a little handful now. But let's be present. Let's be active in the comments. Remember the things we're focusing on for these next oncoming upcoming weeks is we want to focus on how are we expanding our marketing, our reach. We want to work on how are we increasing increasing our dollars here, guys. What is the model of the person ahead of us doing? How can we take pieces of that and make it our own? How can we bring another market concept into our and use us in a new market or use it in our market for us? And lastly, the point I just gave Lisa, very near and dear point to me. Leverage. Guys, I'm going to do a post on leverage. I'm going to do a video on leverage. Leverage, man. If you lose your leverage, man, you lose. Keep your leverage. Keep your leverage. If you ever woke up one day and you feel like nothing can take you down, and then all of a sudden a rude person say something to you and now you feel bad, you feel sad. Man, you lost the leverage. That's what leverage feels like. I just want to give you that example what it feels like. That I'm like nothing could. You got that in every scenario because somebody always needs what you have, and somebody always needs you. All right, guys. Love you guys, and we'll be on the next one. In the next one, I'll see you later. Hey, look, remember this. If you didn't get it from your grands, you gotta build it
I
with your
gotta
hands.
build it. All
All
right.
right, I'm out.